For classic to live, WoW must die. I believe I've seen his videos in the past. They're pretty quality.
I first played WoW 18 years ago.
Holy shit, I was gonna say I haven't seen Asma in a while, but you guys probably haven't seen this Asian guy in a long time too.
This is a really good video, man.
The video was received pretty well, but not by everyone. Imagine having...
And dude, I learned that you can never satisfy everyone in the world. Sometimes you have to just throw your idea out there, even if you think it's stupid or some people might it's stupid. I mean, look at all the successful people, right? They all say bad things about them, but they push through and become successful, right? So don't put too much thought into those negative comments, man.
Faith in Blizzard. Delusional classic players. Sounds lame. Very constructive, dude. Thanks a lot. For some...
Dude, I hate those too, man. I throw like a pitch, like an idea, and they're like, nah, that's gonna ruin the game. It's like, all right, tell me your plan, you know? Like, you don't even have one and you're complaining.
It was impossible to believe, but at BlizzCon 2023, it became a little bit less impossible. Season of Discovery promised the beginning of a new era for Classic. A Classic Plus beta, a testing ground for what Classic Plus could become. But what happens when you change something that's already so close to perfect? Is there a chance the game could be ruined in the process? What does this mean for the future of Classic?
Am I crazy? I don't think Classic is perfect, but that's what makes it really fun and good. Fuck, dude. Classic Plus, half the community is not gonna be happy. Half the community is gonna be happy. Sod, I really liked at the intro, but I didn't like what they did in MC. It was just a repeat of Season of Mastery, so I quit. But we're back right now, and we're gonna be trying the new raid out because I wanted to play Sod for the new stuff, right? So it makes sense that we go and check out the new Scarlet raid. So we'll be doing that.
This is the Classic Plus dilemma.
Phase 7, Sod, I'm addicted. Every new phase, the starting is always
I've said
really,
it
really
before,
fun. But
and I'll say it again.
it seems like Sod people have been enjoying it. Especially my brother, whenever I visit him, he always tells me about Sod. And he really likes it, so they must be doing something right after we left.
There really is something different about Classic. There are very few games that have stood the test of time for this long, and everyone has their own opinion on why that is. This is one of the main counter-arguments against Classic Plus. How can Blizzard make alterations to a game so beloved by millions and not alienate half the community in the process? Some people want new dungeons and raids. Some people want to explore unfinished zones and quests. And some people want the game to evolve into TBC+. So who does Blizzard listen to? Do they listen to their core Classic audience, or do they risk fundamentally changing the game in hopes of bringing in a new, potentially bigger crowd?
How could they do it right? How could they do it? It's impossible, right? Either do TBC and continue on, or Classic, Sod version. I feel like they should start from the scratch. It should go from Classic WoW into TBC with that, if they want to go into TBC. I don't know if it should, but yeah.
The truth is,
I would like
think
it to
Blizzard knows
start
it.
from the start.
This seems to be the core design philosophy behind Season of Discovery. Throw enough shit at the wall, and surely something will stick, right? Or is there a possibility
Thank
that
you,
it could
Miss Airy.
divide the community more than ever?
Have you ever wondered what it might be like to be a tanking warlock? Or take on the role of a mage healer?
We are leaving the door open to the possibility of completely
my God,
new
this is so old
experiences
already.
and the prospects of exploring previously unfinished or unused locales
That's
for
Classic
future
Plus!
raid and dungeon content.
Or is it?
I'll move myself so you,
You
can see
see,
Zarya.
when you push the game this far, you're going to attract a different sort of crowd. The kind of crowd who enjoys how different it feels, who likes the homogenization of classes, the hyper-focus on endgame, and the abundance of quality of life.
A lot of people are enjoying Season of Discovery. Even retail Andes who have never played Classic WoW before.
Now all of a sudden, the classic community is split perfectly down the middle. Suddenly, we have new voices contributing to the Classic Plus discussion, and a seasonal server purely dedicated to finding out what the community wants for Classic Plus makes that question all the more difficult to answer.
This is exactly the reason why I stopped playing Saw.
This is one of the most fun times that you could ever have playing with.
Okay, the explanation I explained, it was because MC was so unfun. MC was so unfun. Because we had BFD, No More Gone, Sunken Temple, and those are all new and kind of fun, right? I like that. We went to MC, we grinded our ass off to be full 0.5 set, everyone in my guild. And then we go into Heat Mode 3, expecting some fun, hard mechanic, and it's, oh, you don't have fire resistance, you're gonna burn to death. Shh. It's like, bro, we grinded all this gear, and we can't even use this. So I got so turned off by that and left. But after I left, I heard a lot of good stuff about it.
Warcraft Classic.
What do you guys think right now? Are you guys enjoying Saw chat, or are you guys still butthurt like I was, which is totally fine, but maybe you haven't tried it, the new patch stuff? What are you guys thinking? Give me your honest takes. If you haven't played it, say you haven't played it. Say you quit, didn't like it. If you're playing it, say you're playing it. Yo, Sky, thank you for 3 months. Appreciate it, my man. Saw this goated. I left when they got rid of the 10-man rating. Oh, honestly, damage, that was a big thing. I like the 10-man. Some of you guys might disagree. I know in WoW, rating size is bigger, and other games is smaller, like 8 usually. I like the 10-man. 10-man was fun. Mr. Lumen, thank you for the 4 month, appreciate it. I quit at Sunken Temple. True, Sunken Temple patch was very, very long. It was a mixture of that, actually. It was Sunken Temple was so dragged out, and then we had MC, and it was nothing new, so I dropped it after that. I got pissed. But I all in saw. We were ranking hard. I collected like thousands of coins so I could rank up in honor. Saved all my medallions. Anyways, after 10,000 Year Savage is released from the Outland. Yo, Drapey, thank you, man. 10-man sucks, smiley face. 10-man is peak. Okay, tell me why it sucks, Neon. We should watch the video, but I want to hear your take on this. I'm listening. I like 10-man because if you played Lost Ark or Final Fantasy, there's boss mechanics. And when it's a size of 8, it feels like everyone has a job or a role to do. When it's 20-man or 40-man, some of the people don't even have to do any mechanics. Kind of like Classic, where I'm just spamming Frostbolt and I'm doing nothing else. I like the 10 because it makes you do stuff more often. I know in No More Gone, there's like split groups you could do. Obviously, right? Obviously, there's mechanics, but the smaller makes it more, makes you feel like you're doing a lot more. Yeah. It feels better to be bigger group, 10-man dungeons. All right. I'm gonna respect your opinion. But that's my take. Yo, Mr. Ness, thank you for the 8 months. Appreciate it. Impact and easy to play with small group of friends. Yeah, and even as like a streamer, I should be able to find groups faster. But filling up a 20-man or 40-man usually takes a bit of time. And for non-streamers, you guys probably even have a harder time getting into groups.
This is why you don't do band-aid fixes, man. Like, oh my gosh.
The season discovery shit is actually hype.
Does the team even PvP?
How would I approach Classic Plus if I was...
The team... PvP was a disaster. How is PvP installed now? I think they're trying to fix it still, right? I saw Zari playing a little bit yesterday.
Hey Savix, how a day is going?
It looked alright. I know some things are broken though. Yo, Widowmaker takes a 4-month appreciate it, my man.
in charge?
We're more divided as a WoW community than ever.
Yeah, if I play SOD again, or I am playing SOD again, I don't think I want to PvP. But I've been tempted. Zar keeps saying, Sav, we need a rank 14. And it's like, ah, dude. I've done the original. I don't know if doing it in SOD is even worth it. At this point, so late into the season, right? Yo, comic book, Sav. Dude, after we die, can you make Zarioid and program that?
See minimal changes. Otherwise, you have Sol.
Like I said, this is a stepping stone. They're gonna... Guys, next BlizzCon, they're gonna announce Classic Plus.
This season's polarizing nature, it's also been a huge first step in the realization of Classic Plus. And as we've seen the Classic team grow and grow since its plus.
Sarcado, Sario, Sardi, holy shit, I almost forgot. Sardi, Peo, Zico, Savio, Sardico, Bandy, Zario, Antifusion, and Guzio. Got them all right, guys.
And as we've seen the Classic team grow and grow since its inception, it's clear that it's a concept that Blizzard have started to take seriously. But no matter what the Classic team does, they're going to upset someone. They've been given the impossible task of taking the most renowned and respected MMO of all time and making it better. And while it might seem simple, I think you'll be surprised at how many circles...
Guys, I was nice to Agrand, right? I know I became Bean and Bitch at that last MC, but I've been so supportive of Agrand. Maybe that's why I crashed out. I was super supportive of Saw and kept copiuming, saying MC's going to be the best. No, I didn't. I didn't bully him. Bean bullied the fuck out of him for sure on Twitter. I try to give... Oh, I don't always, but I try to give like a constructive feedback if I do feel like it. And in this video, I probably didn't, but for the MC, I talked about it, right? Where I want Ragnaros to like slam his big mace and the lava like psh, and you have to like dodge it. Maybe when he slams it, the little cave rocks fall and you gotta Elvis behind the rocks as the waves like clash through. And when that's happening, you need like 2 people to climb up the arm and right click his face to like hit it. I want some cool stuff like that, you know?
Players out there are pining for different things.
That's just a short TLDR.
The weight of that responsibility alone
of what
is
I was
immense.
expecting.
So how do the developers decide where to focus their limited resources? Well, there is a solution to this, and I'll get to that later. But for now, we need to talk about what is, in my opinion, the most fundamentally important factor in guaranteeing the longevity of Classic Plus.
Well, look at what the cat dragged in Lil by Jasmine Zoo.
Historically, WoW has always developed
Definitely.
and distributed
What's up,
content
man?
in cycles.
What is this new badge you guys have? Is this like I'm a loser badge? I'm a banana badge? What is that? Definitely think of the 41. Appreciate it.
Be it from fresh servers where everyone starts from level 1, or expansions that more or less trivialize all the content before it.
This is a major problem with vertical design. It invalidates old content.
Holy shit. FFXIV, guys. I loved this game, okay? But this game looks like a fucking PlayStation 1 game.
Extremely quickly.
This is Blizzard's biggest issue when it comes to...
I was bowling Malachite in his new raid. Dude, little bro is doing a new raid and it looks like fucking Mickey Mouse's playhouse. What is going on? I'm so mean. Looks so bad, Lil W. PlayStation 1 game. Matt looks like they spilled watercolor all over the table. Like, what is this guy's profile picture too? Dude, FF. And then, dude. I don't stop there. What are you fighting, a Nemo? What is that? What is that? This is their new raid. Listen, like I said, I need to defend myself. I love FFXIV. One of my favorite games. I thought I was gonna main it. The end game just felt dry for me, but man, they need to get this game off the fucking console and just put it in PC. I know it's gonna piss off a lot of PlayStation enjoyers, but you PlayStation enjoyers are making the game look like this. I swear to God.
Classic Plus. If WoW sticks to its predominantly vertical design, we risk falling into the same trap, with an ever-expanding power level that will eventually invalidate the older content in the same way as other MMOs do.
New content doesn't become more of the game, it sometimes becomes the only part of the game worth doing.
Fresh servers are also bustling with activity in the first.
True, dude. Kobo is one of the most loyal FFXAV players, maybe like 10,000 hours. He's playing WoW now because endgame is too dry. And I'm not trying to bash on it. Like I said, I like the game, but it's just endgame was too dry for me.
First few months, but eventually players run out of content and resort to raid logging while awaiting future patches.
True, WoW's like
the
that
raid.
too.
You've seen every possible bit of PvE content that there is, but
except I'm gonna defend myself because in FF you don't have what WoW has on retail, where you could do Mythic IO grinding for the score or arena score grinding. I guess FF has PvP, but when I PvP there, it felt like everybody gets a badge. It's so hard to D-rank in that game, at least when I played. It didn't feel competitive at all. Kobo is playing 25 alts. Yeah, FF PvP was not it for me. But in retail WoW, at least you have some like bones to chew on and strive for a goal, I guess you could say. Kind of like if you watch Zico or Bean, they're playing League of Legends and they're chasing for that, what is Bean trying to get? Bronze or silver or something like that? Anyways, like you have that goal and you grind for that constantly, right? Like at least in retail WoW, you have that where you could chase the stick and get that Mythic IO score up there so you could get a title, which is cool in my opinion. I wanted FF to redo their dungeons. I'm explaining too much. Where they could do something similar to that, but people didn't like that. Anyways, Orcon, think of it one whole year. Let's finish this video, shall we?
there's still something to do. Doesn't seem like it has that.
A horizontal design, by contrast, would focus on adding evergreen, supplemental content that enriches the existing ecosystem without overshadowing it. This kind of design can prevent raid logging.
Let's really pay attention to what he's going to say here. I'm very curious what he wants to add to make us have that horizontal content. I feel like every MMO tries this, but you can't. And from how I see it, I just think first patch, everyone plays, you group up, do dungeons, then do raid. After you beat the raid content, you just rest for the next phase. And I like this system now because we have 3 different WoWs to play from, or I played 3 different WoWs. And when they have new stuff come out, I just hop on, play that, hop on and play that. You know what I mean? I do that. It's kind of like beating Elden Ring and then you play other games. And then when the DLC comes out, you go play that again. And then you go play something else. I never like hold on, or I don't want to hold on to a game anymore now. Unless it's hardcore and obviously the leveling takes forever, right? Yeah, let's see what he has to say for the horizontal thing, chat.
By giving players more content that isn't time gated. And when it does come to new raids in Classic Plus,
I don't want them to add content onto the top of WoW and then increase the power creep even more. It's going to spin out of control and it's going to be stupid.
Instead of stacking more power on top of what already exists, rewards should offer different power. unique set bonuses tailored to different playstyles, distinct item benefits, or
What was that? Was that Turtle WoW?
style.
I think this take, he's absolutely right on this. However, you got to understand how many expansions Blizzard has added. And in TBC, they added Flying Mounts, they added more talent points. Wrath came out, they added more abilities that they felt like the class needed for it to flesh out, etc. Right? But if they continue on the expansion, at some point, man, yeah, that power is going to be super spiky. That's why they added borrow power so they could take it away at the end of expansions. Yet nobody likes that. Who has the best system for these power stuff? Out of all the MMOs I played, I will say I like the solid little bonuses they have. They have like these little stat thing. And I think what game did it better is Lost Ark probably. It feels like a lot of chore if you join in now, but throughout the whole game, you collected like cards, these shroud thing you call them. I forgot what they're called, but there's a lot of like things you collect and it stays with you in that game. Guild Wars 2? Oh, Guild Wars 2 has something like that? Really? Okay, Guild Wars 2 isn't an MMO I played at endgame. I only played at the start, so if you guys are all saying Guild Wars 2, maybe it is Guild Wars 2. But for me, I think Lost Ark was the best.
Control is going to be stupid.
Instead of
with the gems, cards, there was more, but I forgot, man. The tripod system.
stacking more power on top of what already exists, rewards should offer different power. Unique set bonuses tailored to different playstyles, distinct item benefits, or rare cosmetic items.
What if there was a new set of gear that was in the game that wasn't really that much stronger than the next set, but it gave you more build variety and it allowed you to do different things with your class?
So how should Blizzard find new ideas for horizontal content? Steal them. They gotta fucking steal. The funny thing is, this is exactly what Blizzard did to create WoW in the first place. They took concepts and systems from other MMOs and made them more digestible.
One of the things that Blizzard has always done so well over the years is take types of games that had previously appealed only to a narrow audience and make them accessible to a broader audience.
We were playing EverQuest, Ultima Online, and we thought, you know what, we could do that. Why don't we make one of these? This is awesome. I mean, why don't we make a game that we love?
You couldn't help but play it and say, well, this could be improved, or we could spin the content this way.
Every single piece of art that has ever existed has been in some way inspired by someone or something else. And in my opinion, WoW's fundamental design philosophy has to change if Classic Plus is to thrive. Thankfully, there are games to draw from in the MMO landscape. Those are the games we need to look to. We can look to old school RuneScape for their solo content, and
that guy looks like he can make the best game. I don't know why.
Those are the games we need to look
He
to.
looks like he's passionate.
We can look to old school RuneScape for their solo content and player agency. Or look at Guild Wars 2 for their map completion and exploration
Oh, this was one of my favorite things in Guild Wars. I loved these jump puzzles.
And finally, look at private servers. Henhouse created a space for the vanilla PvP community with its dueling server. And Turtle WoW has made possibly one of the most well-received versions of WoW ever by following this exact framework. They took the game we all love and fleshed out the world in the spirit of vanilla. With a more horizontal design, Blizzard can make evergreen content that will be relevant forever. And whether we trust the devs to make the right content or not can be a decision that's entirely in our hands.
It's like a soft encouragement for us to keep talking to the players and kind of steer us in the right path.
Can I just say how awesome this is? Jagex are actually giving us the ability to decide what we want in RuneScape.
Make sure that we're doing the right thing.
Considering Old School just reached its peak player count of all time, there must be something good going on with the polling system.
Polling incoming changes removes the situation we were in with incursions. You can't poll class balance changes or faction-specific changes for obvious reasons. With polling, not everyone is going to get what they want, but that's always been the case. And with polling...
The thing is, we've been wanting this poll thing for a while. I know you guys have talked about it a lot. I've talked about it a lot. If they use the polling system, chat, there's one bad thing that could happen, but let me explain the good thing that happens. It's majority people get what they want, right? They're voting for what they want, and if it sucks, the devs could just blame the players, like, "Hey, you guys voted for this, right?" So they could get less shit on. The only bad thing I could really see is if there's like a group of haters and they vote purposely for the wrong things. However, if we get all the players to like vote for their idea, which they think is the best for the game, I think that will do well, right? Just bot, gosh, how would they make it fair? I guess just battle.net account and vote. Sometimes what people think they want is not actually that good. You know what? You're right in that sense. There's times where I would work on a video thinking in my head this video is going to be a banger, and I work on it for like a month and I dish it out and it does so shit. So sometimes your ideas are not the best. Or sometimes maybe they're not presented correctly. It's clear people know better than Blizzard though. Just remember, you think you do, but you don't. I know where that you think you do is coming from. I know where it's coming from as a long-time WoW player. Yeah. But you're right. Most of the players, we play this game all day long, every day, right? So we might have something they would like to listen to, maybe. Because some of them, I'm sure they just work, get their paycheck, and they're done, right? It's different from back then where people were passionate about their project. Yeah, think of the 4 months, my man. I'd worry the polling would force specific metas and playlists or playstyle narrow the scope of the game. I think they can make it work. It would have to be very, very constructive in what they tell us we're voting for. Yeah. Anyways, let's finish this video out. I like that steal ideas.
Some people, in fact, most people will.
I know that whatever I do has to pass the poll. That's always in the back of my head. So I know I can't half-ass this.
Jagex has their finger on the pulse. They release polls to the players to help decide the future of old school RuneScape.
And it's stopped us from making mistakes.
Is there any old school RuneScape player in my chat right now? I heard something with the poll. The last poll, people weren't happy about. I don't know what happened. What did you guys not like from the poll system? Anyone want to speak up? If you haven't played old school, don't lie. I want the truth. I want some truers. People are never happy about the poll. Always people complaining about the poll. Okay, is it the people that don't get what they wanted are complaining? And the voters that got what they want are happy? Is it kind of like that? Of course, I hated escaping those runes. It sucks. Never played old school RuneScape, by the way. Oh, I told you. Only people that play it answer. Alright, fuck it.
Stopped us from doing things that wouldn't have been good for the game.
PvPers and PvEers. PvP gets screwed so hard due to the PV. Ah, that is exactly the problem Retail WoW had long time ago, but they kind of figured it out by giving us PvP templates. I feel like there should be a separate talent tree for PvP, but that's another story.
It has made content better.
Whether any of these ideas make their way into Classic Plus or not, the ball is well and truly rolling. And if Blizzard wants to solve
that dungeon was fun. The Cows and Crypt
Classic Plus dilemma, they need to start taking inspiration from people who have already dedicated years to these ideas.
That guy looks like a good
because
dev,
it's clear
guys.
that Classic Plus isn't a pipe dream anymore.
Yo, what the fuck is this Turtle WoW?
It's an absolute certainty.
It's gonna change everything. It's gonna happen for sure. Hey, yo, 100%.
Classic Plus could be like the next big thing for WoW.
Holy, yo, Undead Paladin.
Like the next big thing for WoW if it's
I don't know
done
if that
correctly.
gear looks that
Speculation
cool,
that we
but
all had about the Scarlet Raid
the
was
idea of
pretty
that
accurate
is
from the
awesome.
beginning.
You have Classic Plus that's set in Azeroth and you're exploring the stuff that was already there.
Chat, we're in the Karazhan Crypt.
They made original content. There's nowhere else in all of Warcraft.
Pretty much every version of Classic that we have at the moment always had scores of people saying that none of it would ever happen. But people keep asking for things and things keep happening.
I think the community just needs to reflect on what we're doing as a team and try to think about why we're doing it. Why do we have an experimental seasonal server? You know?
Dude, I've been friends with Czar so long that I could hear it. I could hear him like, oh my gosh! Oh my god, Pika just died! Oh my god!
Without saying anything,
I love the idea of horizontal progression through vanilla.
I'll share the video with you guys.
And having a raid based around the Scarlet Crusade is like a dream scenario for me.
For Classic to thrive, it must be reborn.
This is the fertile ground to grow ideas for the future.
For Classic Plus to live, WoW as we know it must die.
They're not wrong in that sense. Oh shit! Is that me?